final anime that we are talking about, after talking about so many, is To Be Hero X. And I have some thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. A lot of things are shifting with me with this show. So beforehand with this show, right, I was kind of sitting there talking about, if you watched the last episode of the Anime Cavalcade, I was talking about how To Be Hero X, while it still is good and entertaining and the world's interesting and there's still a lot of things I actually like about it, and every individual story I do still appreciate and I do still really love, there is like a weird level in which like there's still certain unanswered things. The storytelling is just all over the place and it's not helping so much with how it's not helping a lot with how just everything is right now, right? That's like my issue with everything. But this episode, I feel like, made me see things again a little bit differently in a sense, in the way in which I think maybe the things that I'm worrying about are things that I shouldn't be worrying about in the same sense of To Be Hero X is doing it in a certain way that's both linear and not linear at the same time. And like it only took me episode 17 to kind of realize that, which is I think a problem. I don't know if it's a problem on me or a problem in the writing, but this episode kind of made me realize that was the case. And one of the big things that made me realize that is the idea of Hero X, where I think there's obviously the dude in the suit with the white hair. I think in timeline-wise, he's the current Hero X. It was, I think, the purple girl who was fighting Queen in a couple of episodes ago. I think she was X at one point. Queen became X at one point. Right, Little Johnny's dad, I think, was X. Maybe not, I'm not 100%. I don't think he was X. But the hero named Vortex that we get introduced to in this episode, he's Hero X at the time of Little Johnny's story being told. Where, he's growing up with his dad who left the Hero Association and now lives out the woods, basically away from all the drama that has to do with herodom. And so one of the things that I realized, and I know I keep talking about previous episodes, but I swear they add on to, they are add-ons from the current episode that we are talking about, is that the first 3 episodes of To Be Hero X are the fact that those are the epilogues, right? Though that's like the first 3 where we're talking about Ling Ling and Nice, that's kind of like the epilogue to set up the idea, because he was the one that brought up Hero X. Hero X wasn't an idea until then. Now, the whole Iso thing, I don't know where that adds into things. I feel like it should, but obviously there are characters like the Bunny Girl and Shadow Blade and Lucky Cyan and Little Johnny and Queen who are all still interacting with each other. Again, Little Johnny has been a part of everybody's story, and now we're getting his backstory. Queen has been a part of Lucky Cyan's story as she appeared on her. She has her own. Shadow Blade is also interacting with Bunny, and Bunny's interacting with Shadow Blade's daughter. There's a lot of there's a little like intersecting stories that are being told. And so it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, I'm now seeing I think more of the idea, but I'm still having an issue of like, okay, where do we go from here? Because episode 17 follows Little Johnny's story in the beginning with the passing of his mother and his dad leaving the Hero Association, like I said before. We see that Big Johnny, who is the pet that he has, or his son, that he likes to call it, is this, I assume, alien that crashed, and it's at the end of the episode, he tweaks out because, Little Johnny's dad is dead, and obviously, I'm pretty sure it also connects to the emotions of Little Johnny to some extent, which is causing the reactions that he has. But the thing for me, right, is that obviously it's doing reveal stuff, it's doing stuff like that. And at some point, I have to ask what is the point of everything? Because I've said it already. I said it already before. But at a certain point, I have to go. I think the new issue I have is that it's just taking too long. It's just taking too long to explain everything, and everything is meticulous. And maybe we do need this explanation. But I think you're losing a lot of people. And I think you lose a lot of people with like sitting up there and like kind of looking at the purpose of like, okay, yes, we're like following stuff, but like we're piecing things together, but like not at an enjoyable pace at this point. Because at every episode, I swear I have more questions than answers, but not in the best way, where there's so many questions now, and a lot of them have just not been answered. And it doesn't feel like a, oh yeah, just like a, oh, don't worry, that's going to come later, just wait and see. It's kind of like a, oh yeah, but look at this story, right? Look at this, like, let's pause this, talk about this. It's like, okay, but why? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose of this? And I get why, because we see that, like, oh, the person that Shadowblade murdered when his story got introduced, oh, that was Little Johnny. So Little Johnny and Shadowblade technically know each other in a sense, or like they're involved, but they just don't know it yet. Because to Shadowblade, that was just another assassination. But we also see why it's like, oh, so we might know who actually Shadowblade got sent by and who and stuff like that and all the corruption stuff. I think I need all the stories to intersect at some point. And I keep saying that, but the more it goes on with every passing week, because before I was excited, and then the other time I'm like, okay, yeah, we just have to wait and see. Now I'm just kind of growing impatient, and now I'm just kind of annoyed with how everything is going on and how everything's built. To the point where, if this keeps going on, like, it's just gonna kind of keep falling lower and lower, and I better at the very least get a satisfying ending. If I don't get a satisfying ending to this, or if it's or at least like a satisfying direction by the end of this, man, it's gonna be hard. Man, it's gonna be hard to really justify this. And like, cause like I said, at one point I put this up in S tier. Now I think it's like I'll probably put it in like B tier. Like, I'm probably giving it like a 7 out of 10. Because I personally just can't with this anime anymore. I wish I could, but I just can't. I just can't. Again, I'll give it a little bit more grace because it has built up a lot of goodwill, and it's built up a lot of entertainment as well. Because it's like the fights are still good. The fights are still awesome. Yes, we stepped away from the 3D, but the animation's still very well put together, and it's still aesthetically pleasing. I just need more. I just need more from this anime. And it sucks because it just makes me depressed talking about it because I really do need more. I want to enjoy it. I want to like it. I want to appreciate it. But it's hard. It's hard.